We're going to turn now to yesterday's verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. For many, the events recalled that 1991 brutal beating that was also caught on video of Rodney King by the LAPD. Much like the death of George Floyd, the trauma became a defining moment in history when the officers were found not guilty, resulting in 5 days of riots in Los Angeles. Well, today we are speaking with Rodney King's daughter following the verdict of former police officer Derek Chauvin. So please welcome the CEO of the Rodney King Foundation, Lora King. Lora, thank you for being with us. It was nearly 30 years ago when your father's name became literally synonymous with police brutality. We all saw him being beaten, tased, and kicked by the LAPD. I'm curious, what was it like for you? Your family, you did not receive justice, to see another family receive their justice with yesterday's verdict. I can't imagine the emotion you must have been feeling.
I know. It was every emotional everything you can feel. And it had been different for days and days. And yesterday when I woke up, I was just high anxiety. Like, I can't even explain what it felt like. It was pretty intense.
Now, Lora, we know how much the video played a role in your dad's case, right? That was a viral video before videos were even going viral. But still, we have to remember those officers were acquitted, even though we could see everything taking place. So did you watch this case differently with Chauvin, knowing that, you know what, sometimes no matter how much you see in that video, things and justice still might not go your way?
Exactly. And, you know, now there's social media, there's every kid possible has a phone. So it's sad that we have to now introduce our kids who are innocent minded to this. And it's still like, if he doesn't get convicted, that, you know, it gives you hope. Like, it gives you hope. It's not the ending of something, but it's definitely the beginning of something. It definitely is.
And Lora, in your dad's case as well, maybe your family didn't get justice, but do you see something that came out of that helped this country move forward? And what do you see possibly that could come out of this case, the Chauvin trial, that could also be another one of those moments where the country makes a shift?
You know, it gives me hope, because yesterday was a historical moment, and it shouldn't. And in actuality, it shouldn't be, because we're humans. At the end of the day, we shouldn't even be going through this, period. No one should. But the fact that he was, you know, he was sentenced, literally, he's guilty, that gives you hope. Like, okay, actually people are listening, they're paying attention, you know, and of course the juror has a big part in this. You know, it was minorities, it was a little bit of everybody on the juror section. Whereas in my dad's case, I don't think there was any Black people. You know, it was like a lot of factors that played a part in that. In the city that it was located in, it was just a little bit of everything. So it gave, you know, I would say America, but in actuality, it gave the world hope that he was found guilty on all charges.
Lora, it's pretty remarkable. You were 7 years old when the tragedy happened to your father and to your family. And remarkably, similarly, we know that George Floyd's daughter was also 7 years old. You've grown up with this. You've learned how to deal with so much. It's hard to imagine how a 7-year-old even figures out what to do with all of that. What are your hopes for Gianna, and what have you learned over these years that maybe could be helpful to her as she tries to process all of this and move forward?
You know, I get emotional when I get asked that question, because no one can prepare her for what life is ahead. Because who can imagine their self without their father? Especially if she's like me, she's a daddy's girl, and I know she is. There's nothing a hug her mother couldn't do. No one could help you. That's something between you and God, and that's something that you have to carry for the rest of your life. A big part of my dad didn't die. You know, my dad didn't die that night, but a huge part of him died that I never got back. And I just asked for God's strength for her, because it's gonna be, I can't even put into words how her life is gonna be affected by this, you know, and right when you try to escape for a quick second, you know, you're around people that not aware of who you are, and it's brought up or it's showed on. It's all these unpredictable moments that, like you said, you have to be fully prepared, but who's really fully prepared to get into this that they didn't sign up for?
We want to thank you so much, Lora, for being with us. I love you said this is not the end of something, but it's the beginning of something. And I think that's the hope that we're all hoping for following these verdicts. And we want to just
Absolutely.
say thank you for
Thank
all
you.
that you do each and every day with the Rodney
Thank you.
King Foundation.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And thank you guys for being part of the puzzle, because we're all, I like to look at it as we're all part of this big puzzle, right? And without you, without me, the puzzle's incomplete. And we have to look at life like that, because where would we be without each other? And if we judge each other from our hearts, imagine where we can be. Imagine where we can take the world. So I'm just hopeful. I really am. I'm really hopeful.
Laura, thank you for that
Thank you.
final message we could all use, and we needed that one. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.